2022 has been an amazing year for video games, from Elden Ring to Horizon Forbidden West to even Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Well, we're about halfway through 2022, and I think we still have a ton of bangers still coming this year. So I decided to make this list of all the games that are still scheduled to come out in 2022 that I personally am excited for. What games are you excited for? Is there anything I missed? Make sure you leave those in the comment section down below. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. And with that being said, let's get to all the games that are still coming in 2022. First, let's talk about two games that have a release window of 2022, but as of right now, don't actually have a release date. The first Avatar movie came out in 2009, and now we're supposed to be getting Frontiers of Pandora even before a sequel film releases? Insanely, Frontiers of Pandora was first announced back in 2017, and all we've gotten since then is an announcement trailer. Ubisoft has said that Frontiers of Pandora will come out during this financial year that begins in April 2022 and ends in March of 2023. So, this one might get delayed to next year. Well, this shouldn't come as a surprise, considering it's taken almost 13 years for a sequel film to release in this 5-part movie saga. Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora is described as a first-person action-adventure game built using the latest iteration of the Snowdrop engine and developed exclusively for the new generation of consoles and PC. In Frontiers of Pandora, we will journey across the never-before-explored western frontier of Pandora as Na'vi. Frontiers of Pandora looks to bring to life the alluring world of Pandora with all its beauty and danger in this immersive, single-player, open-world experience. Fingers crossed that Massive Entertainment and Ubisoft can make a quality game that brings some life back into this franchise for those of us who have forgotten about Avatar. The Wizarding World is some of my favorite memories as a kid. I remember going to midnight showings back in the day for all of the Harry Potter movies. The Fantastic Beasts movies have been less than great, but Hogwarts Legacy seems to be heading in the right direction. Hogwarts Legacy is described as an immersive, open-world action RPG set in the world first introduced in the Harry Potter books. For the first time, we get to experience Hogwarts in the 1800s. Your character is a student who holds the key to an ancient secret that threatens to tear the Wizarding World apart. We get to take control of the action and be at the center of our own adventure in the Wizarding World. I personally can't wait to see more of this game, and fingers crossed they still release it this year. It's been delayed twice now, but is still slated to come out in 2022, so fingers crossed. When Stray was first announced, I thought to myself, oh look, Cat Simulator 2022. However, after the most recent PlayStation State of Play, I'm very intrigued to see how well this game can be. Stray is described as a third-person cat adventure game set amidst the detailed, neon-lit alleys of a decaying cyber city and the murky environments of its seedy underbelly. You'll roam around and defend against unforeseen threats to solve mysteries of this long-forgotten city. I personally am excited to experience the story for Stray. It seems like cats rule this world and little to no humans remain, as we only see robots interacting with the cats. I have very low hopes for Stray personally, but I hope it blows me away. Stray is coming July 19th to PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and Steam. Saints Row has fallen off in the past few entries, and it seems like the GTA clone would never be more than just that. Well, the studio, Volition, is now rebooting the franchise, and I have to say, from what we've seen in the trailers, it looks game-changing. The new Saints Row is described as the biggest and best Saints Row playground ever created, with the unique sprawling world of Santo Ilos as the backdrop for a larger-than-life sandbox of side hustles, criminal ventures, and blockbuster missions. All I can say is, it can't be worse than Saints Row Gat Out of Hell. Hopefully. Saints Row is coming out August 23rd to PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and the Epic Games Store.
They'll find us. They'll see us.
If after Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War, you told me we'd be getting a Gollum game, I would have told you you were insane. Well, it's 2022, and we are getting a goddamn Gollum game that absolutely nobody asked for. Lord of the Rings Gollum is described as an action-adventure game where we will travel Middle-earth a few years before the Fellowship of the Ring as Gollum in this stealth-like adventure game. Personally, I hope they do something a little bit similar to Little Nightmares, where the character does some jarring things that surprise us all. Lord of the Rings Gollum is coming September 1st to PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, Steam, and the Epic Games Store, and also a Nintendo Switch version coming at a later date. High on Life was shown at the most recent Xbox and Bethesda showcase. I don't know about you, but I'm all in on anything Squanch Games produces. Trover Saves the Universe was super fun, but it was very short and definitely left me wanting more. I'm hoping that High on Life gives us just that. High on Life is a first-person experience where an alien cartel wants to get high off of humanity as they invade Earth. You'll go around collecting talking guns to aid you in your quest to take them out. I love the humor of Rick and Morty and Trover Saves the Universe, so I am super excited for this one. High on Life comes out on October 25th on Xbox One, Xbox Series X, Steam, and the Epic Games Store.
Which one's your favorite? Mine's Tracer. She's like, cheers love, the cavalry's here.
To say the development of Overwatch 2 has been insane would be an understatement. From lawsuits to even unionizing, Blizzard seems like a dumpster fire as of late. Well, that didn't stop them from creating Overwatch 2, which is exactly like Overwatch 1. You must be thinking, Rogine, why are you putting this on one of your most anticipated games list if you're talking all this shit on it? Well, it's free to play. I 100% am on board with a free-to-play Overwatch game because I don't think it should cost $60 or $70 for essentially the same game. Like XQC said.
I mean, dude, you're dealing with a stone cold killer Violet.
Same game.
The enemy DPS.
I'm sure Blizzard will find some way to incorporate microtransactions to this title, but I hope the core game is decent. Overwatch 2 comes out on October 4th to PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, Battle.net, and Nintendo Switch.
If you're watching this, I'm dead.
I will preface this entry by saying I am a huge DC fan. I read the comics and watched a lot of the animated movies and shows growing up. I absolutely loved Rocksteady's Batman Arkham games and even WB Games Montreal's Batman Arkham Origins. It was definitely the lesser of the four games just because of how amazing the Arkham trilogy was, but still good nonetheless. Well, when I heard that WB Games Montreal was making another game based in the Batman universe, I was stoked. That is, until I found out that Batman isn't even in it. In fact, he's dead. Gotham Knights is described as an open-world action RPG set in the most dynamic and interactive Gotham City yet. In either solo play or two-player co-op, you patrol Gotham's 5 districts and take on criminal activity. I like the multiplayer aspect they are doing, however, from the most recent gameplay footage, I have very low expectations for this one. However, they have shown that the Court of Owls will be a focal point in this game, so I am very excited for that. Gotham Knights releases October 25th to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, Steam, and the Epic Games Store.
We got a hit on Hassan.
We can't take him in Iran.
He's not in Iran. Who do we send?
I'll be totally honest, as of late, I have lost a lot of faith in the Call of Duty games. The last good Call of Duty game, in my opinion, was Black Ops 4 back in 2018, and even that was slightly above average at best. Also, personally, I'm just not a fan of Warzone and its gigantic storage requirement to play the goddamn game. I just feel like Call of Duty has lost a lot of its luster, and the developers seem to have become even more greedy, and they care even less about the fans, and personally, it makes me not want to support their games. However, it looks like they have finally heard the outcry of fans and are taking more time to develop the future of Call of Duties. But Modern Warfare 2 the second is still coming out this year. I have heard that some pro players have had hands-on and they have all said the same thing. The game looks promising. We recently got a new cinematic trailer that showed us relatively nothing except the release date, so hopefully we do get a multiplayer trailer soon so we can see if this game will be any different. I have very little hope in this Call of Duty, but fingers still crossed. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 The Second comes out on October 28th to PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, Battle.net, and allegedly making its return to Steam. What if I told you the developers of one of the best pirate games of all time have been working on another pirate game since 2013? They announced the game at E3 2017 and is finally coming to us in 2022. Well, nearly 10 years of production later, and Ubisoft's Skull and Bones has finally got its release date. I've personally been excited about Skull and Bones since the first announcement back in 2017. It sounded like the game was in development hell for a while, and I thought it might never see the light of day. Skull and Bones' world is described as a perilous paradise where you look to overcome the odds and rise from an outcast to an infamous pirate. I loved Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and this seems to be taking the naval combat from that game to a whole new level. I'm a little skeptical because I have only seen gameplay of the ship combat and little to nothing about if you can get off your ship and explore islands, and I'm also hopeful that you can play this 100% offline solo because I think that is the best experience for me personally. The release date was announced a couple of days before me recording this video, so hopefully we get more info soon. Skull and Bones is releasing November 8th on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, the Epic Game Store, and Ubisoft Connect. Pokemon Legends Arceus changed Pokemon forever, giving us a small taste of what an expansive open-world Pokemon game could actually look like, and now I believe we are finally seeing it in fruition. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet looks to be a semi-open world Pokemon game where you can play with 3 of your friends throughout your adventure. How long have we waited for a Pokemon game exactly like this, and we are finally getting it. I am personally so incredibly excited for the next adventure of Pokemon, and I hope you are too. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet drops exclusively to the Nintendo Switch on November 18th.
Did you know that they call Callisto the Dead Moon?
What if I told you the original Dead Space developers left EA to make their own company and called it Striking Distance Studios? What if I also told you that Striking Distance Studios was working on a new game that is basically a new take on the Dead Space design? Well, that's exactly what Callisto Protocol is. The Callisto Protocol takes place within the walls of Black Iron Prison and is described as an immersive next-generation take on survival horror. Horror games have gotten a little stale for me personally, but the Callisto Protocol looks to reinvent the familiar formula. The Callisto Protocol comes out on December 2nd to PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and Steam. Well, that's my list. Wait, I think I'm forgetting something. Oh yeah, my most anticipated game of 2022. A lot of people thought this game was not going to make it to 2022, but I believed. And guess what? It just got its release date a few days before me filming this. So, here it is. The final game is my most anticipated game of the year, God of War Ragnarok. God of War PS4 was my favorite game on the PlayStation 4. It was jaw-droppingly gorgeous graphically, it was fun as hell gameplay-wise, and left me drooling for more of this incredible story. God of War Ragnarok seems to take place a few years after the previous game, and Fimbulwinter is here. I can't wait to follow Kratos and Atreus' journey again, and see all the amazing things Santa Monica Studios has in store for us in God of War Ragnarok. God of War Ragnarok comes out on November 9th exclusively for PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. So, what did you think of my list? Any games you want to discuss? Make sure you leave those in the comment section down below. With that being said, I'm Rogine. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.